Hello, 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 and welcome back to the Foreclosure Deals live Q&A session. I am your host and the Foreclosure Deals coach, Donny Coram. Thank you for tuning in each and every single week to our live Q&A where we discuss my 5-step process to find, figure, fund, fix, and flip your first foreclosure deal. Like to jump in with a little bit of real estate news, and then we like to discuss a deal that we're actively working right now for clients, give you an idea on how real this whole program is and how it can help anybody, but especially you, do their first foreclosure flip deal with a minimum profit of $25,000 or more. As always, we ask that you join the Facebook group if you're not already watching this on the Facebook group, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Foreclosure Deals Coach on YouTube. Both would be greatly appreciated to keep you apprised of great information about investing in real estate. Without further ado, let's talk news a little bit here. One of the cool changes that we have, well, actually, if you're a real estate agent right now, proving that no industry is not vulnerable to some degree to hackers and things of that nature. You might have heard, if you're an agent, obviously you've heard. If you've not heard yet, the MLS is down right now. They're saying that they were an attack. The subscriber was a victim of an attack on ransomware, meaning they're holding the data hostage in exchange for some money. I'm not trying to make light of it because it's not funny at all, but it does go to say how vulnerable all data is, especially real estate data. So a lot of agents right now are kind of sitting there twiddling their thumbs. If you can't get the MLS access, you can't look for properties because that's where most of them are. Although there are other sources, you can go online and get them. We as agents, and I'm not an agent anymore, but for years I was reliant on the MLS, and it was part of my daily thing to just go in there and take a look at it. How does that impact the real estate market? Well, in the short term, right? It's going to have some impact. It's definitely not good if we're slowing things down right now. I can tell you for certain that we are seeing less showings on property. I don't necessarily want to blame that on the MLS down, but also just in general, here in August, we have a slowdown in the real estate market. Every year, there are 2 months. I'm like, man, if I were smart, I would have just taken an extended vacation. And every year I'm sitting around twiddling my thumbs in the month of February, which is just slow because we're coming off the Christmas rush. We get a bit of a hike in January, and then it drops off the map in February as we're preparing for spring. And then here in August, this is a slow month for us each and every single year. Why? Because the kids are starting to get ready to go back to school. If they're not already back in school, the focus is definitely not on homeowners finding their new home, but rather enjoying the remaining time this summer. After all, the best time to live in Colorado is unquestionably our gorgeous summers. We're not stupid hot like you are in Florida, right? Where it's 110 degrees. We were in Las Vegas last weekend. It was 115 like most of the trip. We're talking day and night. It's just stupid hot. We get warm here, 80s, 90s, but we don't see that really high highs like we see in other places. And then you add that to the fact that the kids are going to school and the focus is simply not on moving. So this is a normal part of the process, obviously having an impact on the market that people aren't shopping, and now the MLS is down. So, a combination of a perfect storm in a lot of ways. There is no reason to panic. Remember that market cycles are a normal thing. You can look back at statistics and see the market cycles. What I really teach my students in my coaching program is to remove the emotion from your real estate trade, right? Whereas a lot of people are very emotional about their real estate. They live in it. It's primarily their home. And if it's not their home, maybe it was their home for a while and was converted to a rental. They raised their kids in it, etc. There's all these things that add emotion to real estate. What we're trying to do in the coaching program is remove the emotion and trade specifically on the numbers. And while this is is definitely easier said than done. I tell you, it can be done with guidance and advice. I work with students all the time to ensure that they're not letting emotion dictate their buying decisions or their selling decisions, because in the times that you're using emotion to make an investment decision, you will likely not make the right decision. So one of the things that we offer with the coaching is sitting down and, as you're making decisions, deciding if this decision is based on the emotion towards the decision or the actual statistics. Right now, it's easy to make a lot of decisions based purely on emotion because things are slow and it's hard not to do that. Let's talk a little bit more about the market and jump in on that. As always, guys, wherever you're watching, please become a part of the conversation. I would love to have you ask questions. Let's discuss what's going on. The more we discuss, the more stuff we're going to get done. But let's do a local article here. Colorado Springs market is currently experiencing an inventory shortage. We just talked about not making decisions based on emotion. Well, let's go into that a little bit deeper, okay? Last year versus this year, look here, there were 2,087 houses on the market this time last year in late July of 2022. This year, we ended July with 1,464 houses, which is 600 houses less. Okay, we're talking about a 25, almost 30% reduction in the total number of inventory on the market right now. And you have to, again, remove emotion from this and ask yourself, what does this mean? Well, on top of that, the other thing I want to mention is Space Force. Hoorah here, because many years ago, as Trump was leaving office, there was a big push, and my vote is that our local governor pissed off Trump in this setting. That's why I think this happened. But during that anger, that Trump said, all right, well, I'm going to move Space Force to Alabama. And he took steps to make that direction happen. Well, it was recently announced, not to a ton of people's surprise, that wasn't going to happen, okay? That we are, in fact, going to keep Space Force right here in the Colorado Springs market. So let's combine those two forces here for a second, okay? Number one force, you have the fact that there are less homes on the market than there were this time last year, okay? And although the market was definitely slower in the summertime of last year, we were just starting to adjust to the interest rates. Slow, it will not balance out. High interest rates and et cetera, reducing supply of homes will not counteract the demand for homes. No matter what interest rates are doing, somebody's going to want or need to buy a house for their family. That's just a normal market condition. Now, obviously, when there's more money in the market, because the money is less expensive, then in those situations, more people are going to buy homes for sure. But just by virtue of there being a shortage, I think we can safely say that the market is not raging out of control as it did for the past 2 years. We're not going to see massive upward swings in pricing, but what we're also not going to see is a big drop in housing prices, right? I think, and this article kind of describes it best, somebody mentions in here that the market will be considered balanced right now, and I would agree with that. We're not going up, we're not going down. I believe we're going to see a bit of a balance right now, and a balanced market, believe it or not, is a good thing, right? Buyers are still struggling to find homes or deals in the market, and sellers are still wondering if they're going to sell at all, because replacing their home with the cost of houses in the market right now is very difficult. So that net effect is buyers are a little skeptical, sellers are a little skeptical, the market is balanced. When the sellers are super bullish on the market, they know they can sell their house for $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 above asking price, and buyers are clamoring to get inventory because they want to use their 2% or 3% mortgage rate loan on the property. That's what drives prices up. On the flip side of that, if there are no buyers in the market and sellers are worried that they can't sell their home for any amount, much less top dollar, then that's going to reduce the price on market as sellers reduce their house prices to catch up with that ability. Today, buyers are skeptical, sellers are skeptical. We have balance in the market. A balanced market is really good news for real estate investors. And I'll tell you why. Okay. As a real estate investor, we are looking to buy the property wholesale or below market. Well, when interest rates are high, if you got a dilapidated house, and I want to give you an example of a house that we just did a deal on, as I promised you I would. The property was located on 122 Eli Street, and we closed on it this morning. My client and buyer is at the closing as we speak. So here's the property. I'm going to share it with you. So this property, we picked this property up, and this is not an accurate depiction. Oh, it got the wrong property. Freaked out a little bit there. Okay, so here we go. This property has been used as a storage container for the better part of 5 years. I think is what the agent was telling us. We picked up the home for $310,000. Okay, it's just filled to the brim with stuff. They're going to do a couple of weeks cleaning out the stuff that they want, but we're talking comfortably 3 to 4 40-yard dumpsters worth of things are just going to have to get thrown in this house. When you're walking through it, you can just, it is stacked to the brim with things. I'm going to shoot a video on it. This is one of those, if you ever watch that show Hoarders, this is the living hoarders in real life. Okay, so pick up the property for $310,000. Is it a good deal? Well, we do two tools that we use to determine if a property is a good deal. I'm going to show you the quicker one of the two right now because we're on live here and I want to be cognizant of your time. But we're going to hop into Privy, and Privy is where I do what I refer to as a quick analysis. It's a quick analysis because we can throw the address in, and without putting in parameters or whatnot, I get a real quick look at what's happening around that property. So here we are. The stats are a little off. I think this is accurate. We're about 2,000 square feet on the property. It is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. Sometimes Privy does not get the basement square footage or bedroom count. So please take that in mind if you subscribe to Privy, that some of the data needs to be honed a little bit. But right nearby on Harvard, one of the best comps we have is a 532. Right? It's got a 2-car versus our 1-car. It's a rancher just like ours is. It's very similar in square footage, and it just went in, let's see, January, it looks like. Yep, January of this year, so a few months ago, this property sold for $410,000. A decent update. You know, they definitely remodeled it in a lot of sense. They painted the walls, new floors, etc. It shows very nice, and it went for $410,000, which is approximately where we intend to get on this property as well. We look a little further. We're not trying to find just the highest comps here, but we want to see what the average is. And most of the ones that are at the higher end are going to be the remodels. Here's another one for 405. I'm going to guess this is not remodeled as extensively, but, you know, inside they painted the cabinets. In certain cases here, they put an island in. I think it shows really nice. I wouldn't call this a full remodel by any means, but similar square footage in the same neighborhood went for 405. This happened in June. Okay. What we are seeing, and basically on trend analysis, we are saying that we're not going to see a big increase in property values, but even during a balanced market, just by virtue of inflation, if we're in a balanced market, appreciation should head back to normal, which in Colorado Springs is 6% per year or 0.5% per month. Okay. So, and I'm sorry you guys didn't really see these last things here. I'm going to go back in again. Here's the property on Harvard. For your edification here, sold for $410,000. Right, is worth 410 grand, pretty similar square footage and layout. So that's a pretty solid comp. Another one on Dartmouth that went for 405. We can get quick pictures of this and look at the inside. Updated, not remodeled per se, but you know, the cabinets were definitely updated. Nice pulls there. Some paint was done. It's clean, etc. So that's not a bad comp on the scale of things. In the end, we paid $310,000 for the property. The thought is we're going to spend about 35 on the remodel, give or take, right? So total into the property about 345, and we should be getting out of it somewhere between 400 and 410, which leaves a gross spread on the home. So we go in gross spread, right? So if you paid 310, you did 35,000 remodel, we're just going to round up to 40 because it's easier math. You're at 350. If you're selling it for 400 to 410, you've got a 50 to 60K spread on that property after cost of funds, commissions, etc. You should be netting $25,000 to $40,000 on this property, depending on how long it takes you to get done. Okay. And that's a closing we got done today. We're going to shoot a video on it so you can see the before on this property. And we're going to start doing a better job, I hope, of documenting these properties as they take place. But guys, the takeaway is that don't get in your head that there aren't deals. As a matter of fact, in a balanced market, sellers are going to be a little bit more motivated to offload dilapidated properties. Nice properties are going to sell. They're going to go for top dollar. This is great for flippers. And the mindset there is if you're going to have to spend 6% or 6.5% on your interest rate to buy your home, you're going to be looking for a nicer home. You're not going to be as focused on building sweat equity. You're already paying a premium for the property. You're not going to have that money left over to pay for paint nor the desire, right? So what's going to really help us flippers in this market is that we should be able to buy them cheaper because it's harder to sell ugly houses and sell them for more because there's a scarcity of nice homes to buy on the market right now. Okay, this is a win-win situation for investors. Don't sleep on this, guys. It's happening. The time to start doing deals is right now. So what's stopping you? Well, generally speaking, what's stopping most people is they just don't know where to get started. They don't know where to find a deal. Imagine taking that out of the equation. Imagine knowing for certainty that you were going to make an investment up front that would guarantee that we would find a deal together as part of the coaching program. Problem solved, right? Number two, some people are unconfident about their analysis. They don't know confidently how to run the numbers, and that's not a bad thing. If you've never done this, you should have doubts as to your ability to effectively run the numbers on your flip. That's normal, right? So we're going to fix that problem by doing hardcore deal analysis on the property. It has to be done quickly. You don't get a lot of time when it's a deal to go back and forth on your decisions, but with my strategy, we're going to walk through, do a very quick and very solid deal analysis. And the good news is the data is more solid than it's ever been. It's not inflated like it was 6 months ago, and it's not negative like it was about 3 months ago. We were seeing the effect of the interest rate hit on the market a little bit where it went away. So today we're really flat. The stats that you're seeing today are an accurate depiction on what we should be selling the property for in the 30 to 60 days it takes you to get it fixed. The market's not going to change that much. And if it does change at all, it should be an appreciation on a gradual, normal 6% scale. These are all wins for people who are looking to get into real estate investing right now in a more stable market. Deals are happening every single day. We look at deals. I have wholesaler networks. We have TV ads that we're running continually to get deals on the marketplace, and the phone is ringing. People are looking to sell us their homes, and we are getting deals for my clients each and every single day in this marketplace. You just need to join up and do it. Now, I want to create some urgency in you here, okay? My goal is to get to 50 clients here in the Colorado Springs marketplace. 50 clients. Today, I think I just signed up client number 24. So I'm about halfway there. Once I have 50 clients who stay in the program and renew, I'm going to both increase the cost of the coaching and stop actively looking for coaching clients in this market. Why? Because my primary goal is going to be to find deals for clients right here in the local market with the belief that an average client can do 2 to 4 flips per year that I help them to source each and every single year. It's a very solid business model. It helps people. My clientele are going to benefit from it. And what I'm suggesting to you is that if you're interested in doing this, the time to get started is absolutely positively right now. There's a limited window right now of opportunity coming in the amount of clients I'm going to be taking. Once the doors are closed, the doors are closed. And guys, if you really want to do this, you want to invest in the Colorado Springs and surrounding markets, I highly suggest that you hop on board right now. 25 clients are already doing deals here in the local market. I can help you to do deals right here as well. Just gave you an example today on the Eli property. All right, so we are nearing the end of our 20-minute session. I try to keep these to 20 to 30 minutes, depending on how many questions we have. Looks like we do have a couple of people still here watching. So if you guys have any questions, anything you'd like to know about coaching, about the market at large, anything I can offer as far as advice on real estate investing, I'm here. I would love to chat with you about it. Please hop in the comments and suggest any questions that you have about the program, real estate investing. If you have a deal you want to discuss, etc., I'm here for you. Would love to chat with you about what's happening in real estate right now. Just got a few minutes left and a couple of viewers still staying with us at the moment. Okay, guys. Well, if there are no questions, let me give you some advice. If you have the combination of one of the headquarters of what may be the largest military division in the country has just been stationed as restationed in Colorado. Okay, we are keeping them right here. Colorado Springs, Colorado is the center hub of military. With the military, you bring in defense contractors, a bunch of high-paying jobs coming from that. Now combine that with the fact that we are currently a scarcity of available inventory on the market. We went from 2,000 homes in July last year to 1,400 homes in July of this year. It's clear that the time to be investing in a market that's doing that is absolutely right now. Okay, you want to hop in and learn this right now. What is going to happen at some point, there's going to be what I'm calling a correction. We are going to see a bit of a dip in pricing. I don't know what's going to cause it, but remember, markets are cyclical. You cannot continue to be stable forever. You can't go down forever, and you can't go up forever. At some point, there's going to be some kind of major ripple effect in the market, and my opinion, based on the fact that we are way past the normal market cycle, is that's going to happen sometime in the next 12 to 18 months. At that point, there will be foreclosures on the market in droves, okay? When there are a bunch of foreclosures on the market, banks are offloading inventory. The opportunity for investors will kind of have passed. Lenders at that point, unless you're sitting on cash, are not going to want to lend to rookie investors who are just starting into the market during a foreclosure market. During an uptick in the market, they were willing to lend to anybody with a pulse. Okay, if you could fog a mirror, they're willing to provide you capital, because with the markets going up, how they lose. If you buy it right, you're okay, right? But in a flattening or even reducing market, the veteran flippers are going to get preferential treatment by the lenders. My advice is make sure you got a couple houses under your belt before this market shifts the other direction. I think we got a little bit of time based on the fact that we're currently stable, but it is going to change someday. And when it does, you're going to want to be out in front of it. I'm here to help you get started. I'm a source of advice. I'm going to hold your hand through your first and as many deals as you want to do. We need to make sure that you're buying the right deal, fixing it correctly, selling it on the market quickly, and getting the most profit so you can learn this process, continue to build from there. With that, this is Donny Coram, your foreclosure deals coach, thanking you so much for tuning in each and every single week to this live Q&A session, and reminding you now and always, don't buy a house, buy a deal.